Hello, all of my cookie agents. It is Thanksgiving Eve, and you guys thought I wasn't coming on because I'm late. Because you know why? Because I'm a good woman, so I had to cook tonight, okay? Because I'm hosting Thanksgiving here at my house. So for all these people that's going live tonight, they ain't cooking nothing. They didn't order for somebody else to cook for them. Those are not high value. No, I'm just kidding. Those women are high value women, okay? They just have other people cooking for them, and they just got some money because they got their high value men with that ka-ching like that. But tonight, as you can see, the topic is dating men with daughters. What has been your experience dating men with daughters? I know for me, I don't like it. It ain't for me, okay? Dating men with daughters is such a hassle. It is a hassle. These little heifers be telling daddy what to do. They just be wrapped all around their finger. So I personally do not suggest it. I do not refer it. Sure, Chris. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put the link down in the chat. Hey, Queen Mercy. Thanks for coming by. Yes. What y'all doing on this Thanksgiving Eve? Anybody cooking anything special tonight? Queen Mercy says, I've only dated one man with a daughter. It was a good experience. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Okay, hold on. I'm going to drop the link so that we can all jump in and we can discuss this. It seems like a lot of people are busy tonight. A lot of people are busy tonight. Yep, I was contemplating whether or not if I was going to go live. I was like, you know what? I got to give my cookie agents, I got to give them what they need. I got to give them what they want. You know, they want to see me. So I said, let me get on up here and give my cookie agents what they need. So as you guys are coming in, hit that like button, join and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a member. And if you're new, thank you. Thank you for joining us on Thanksgiving Eve. This is one of the best places to be where we have real conversations over here. Chris, did you get the link? Queen Mercy, if you want to come up and talk about your experience, we're open to all experiences. As I explained, my experience was not a great one. So I don't suggest that women date men with daughters of any age. Because first of all, I'm not dating nobody with no baby. Okay. But these little girls, Chris is here, so we're gonna go on ahead and let him join the team. Chris, we can hear your
Hey,
phone is ringing.
I know. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Okay, I'm good. All right.
So, Chris, you
Well,
are a man with a daughter. Oh, Chris is on the phone. We're gonna put Chris on mute till he
no,
get
no,
out.
no. I'm off.
Okay.
I'm off. I'm sorry. I just got a call right at the same time.
Well, welcome, Chris. Thanks for coming. What you having for Thanksgiving, Chris?
Um, I'm having an appetite.
You have an appetite, but are you cooking anything, or is anyone
No,
cooking for you?
no. I'm a mama's boy. I just eat what my mom has going on.
Shout out to All Things Nada Jean. All Things Nada Jean, as you can see the scroll bar, we are discussing our experience with dating men with daughters. If you'd like to, grab that link. I know a lot of people out there cooking, and I understand. Just keep your computer on, hit that like button, and listen in the background. And when you get a chance to wash your hands, come on up here and let's discuss this thing. Ladies, I want y'all to tell these men the truth of what it's like because ladies, we can date men and then we just be so nice and we don't really give them the real, it just and then like me, I was a serial disappearer. I would just disappear, not even tell you why. And I know that's horrible, but I was a punk, you know. Now I'll tell you straight up, this is why I ain't dating you no more. But prior to that, I was a serial ghoster. I would just ghost anybody. But nonetheless, yeah. Um, what has been your experience? Have you had any ladies, Chris? Having a daughter, What are your concerns when you're on a dating scene? Since since you did have, you had custody of your daughter and you were dating these ladies, what was your concern? Did you think anything about what the ladies would think?
No, if because I have a sweet daughter, and she'll play nice, and then behind the door she might be like, "Hey, I don't like that mother. I don't like her."
Mm-hmm.
But that's also about the type of woman that I bring around my daughter. So we have that balance that needs to be there. Um,
Well, has there ever been a situation? Hey, Egypt, how you doing? Happy holidays to you too. Has there ever been a situation where your daughter would come to you and tell you, "Daddy, I want you to break up with her"?
no, no, she'll just be like, "I don't like her," but she'll be nice and she'll be cordial, but she'll be like, "Mm, no, Dad,"
So she come to you and she said, "I don't like her." Is the question why?
because she knows me and she be like, "Dad, I know you. She ain't for you."
Oh my goodness, Queen Mercy has her logo made, and it's a picture of her, and it is so adorable. That is so cute. She says, "These kids can run your love away. I'm not having that." I know that's right, girl. I'm not having any of that, too. You and your little heifers can go on. Because kids, they can. I hear a lot of men in the manosphere talking about how don't date single mothers, as though we don't have issues dating single fathers. We have issues, especially the fathers with daughters, and then some of y'all got these sassy sons too, because I did date a guy one time. His son told him, "Dad, she sound like a gold digger." I said, "Excuse me, your son is how old, and why is he up in our business when he and his wife are breaking up?" And that guy, he's probably on this stream listening. You know what I'm talking about. That's why me and you had to end, because your son was too nosy.
Hmm.
He wanted to spend your money. He didn't want me spending it. But I got one thing coming for all y'all kids that's worried about that. Look, he might be y'all daddy, but he our big daddy, and the money gonna get spent on me, okay?
No,
Anyway, Chris, I'm so sorry.
no, 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 no. Take it. So.
I'm so sorry. I got a little emotional there because I remember this man with his sassy son getting all up in our business. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but,
And
but but let me tell you, I can tell you, my daughter was right. She's about 99% right about situations.
okay.
That includes the ladies that she liked.
Ninety-nine
But
percent. Like if she judges or gauges a woman and she's like, "Oh, she not a good woman." That's
yes,
what you mean.
absolutely, absolutely. There's only one person where I don't think they even been engaged right or engaged at all. But yes, I was like, my daughter was
But
right.
see, you
There's two. There's two women.
you really can't trust what these kids are saying anyway, because they may have different motives why they don't want you in the relationship.
That's why I said she's 99% right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, you are correct. But man, my baby, I trust my baby. I don't necessarily roll with her all the time in all the situations or things that she says or is agreed to, but she's pretty accurate. My baby is pretty accurate because she knows me, and that's the big thing about this whole situation, this whole topic. How well does your child know you?
Yeah.
And then know how you are, and then gauge how the young lady is. See,
Well, my
my
children don't
daughter's on point.
determine who I date. They can tell me, they're young too.
Yeah,
They can tell me, but ultimately I make the decision based off of my needs, because kids grow up and they move away,
yep.
you
And then
know.
I'm not saying that she's making the decisions, but in hindsight, after breakups or whatever, she has been right. She never made my decision. I make my own decision, but I was like, she know because she knows me. So I kind of agree. I my all I'm saying is that my child doesn't make my decisions, but she's pretty accurate and she's smart and she be on point.
Well, here are my top four reasons why I don't date men with daughters or why I prefer not to. I mean, you got to be a real nice man to coast me into that. I mean, your daughter has to be well behaved. So my first reason, and then we're gonna go through and break each one down, is daughters are controlling. My second reason is they get in their daddy's ear, which we kind of discussed that a little bit. We're gonna discuss that a little further. They
Hmm.
never want to grow up. Yes. And what I mean by that, I mean, they always want to stay in daddy pockets. You can't stay in daddy pockets, kind of like a situation with Dr. Dre's daughter. And then my last reason is a lot of the times men don't understand the difference in the love for their daughters versus the love for the woman that they're going to be with, whether that be a wife or someone they're dating to become a wife. They kind of cross paths on the love. It's a different type of love that you're supposed to have for your children than with your mate, your spouse, whoever you plan on. You see, really, see the problem is a lot of people not married, so that's where they get a lot of this mixed up. But in marriage, since I am a Christian, I'm always coming from a Christian perspective. In marriage, your kids are not supposed to come before the wife. None of them. So let's get to daughters are controlling. The main issue that I have with men with daughters, because I don't really see this a lot with sons, but the daughters will play this role where they will say, oh, there's some type of an emergency. And you can be out on a date. And if this guy has a daughter, no matter what age she is, especially like really good men that are really involved in their children's life, they will stop that date to go check on that daughter. Let's see what Chris Carter has to say. A real man would love all of y'all. Correct. But your daughter, where her mom at? Where her mom at? Why you gotta stop this date to go run see what's going on with her if it ain't life? The hospital didn't call you. This is her calling. Oh, it's such a breakdown. It's such a big issue when it's not even a big issue like that. So Queen Mercy has came along. Let's join and add her to the stream. Hey, Queen Mercy, happy Thanksgiving Eve.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing
I
great.
signed up on my incognito account. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can
I
fix this. I
will.
probably can't fix
Welcome,
it. Hold
welcome,
on.
welcome.
Let me try
We
to.
are
Let me.
okay.
Wait, let me see. How do I take? I'm trying to see if I can take incognito off. I don't know how to do that. Hold on. I don't know.
We
Because sometimes.
Uh-oh, she left us. Hopefully she'll come back. Chris, what do you have to say about daughters being controlling or excuse me, the instance where I was saying you're out on a date and your daughter calls, she's not in a hospital. Let's say she broke up with her boyfriend. He broke her heart, right? So this is like teenage daughter.
Uh huh.
Are you leaving your date to get home to comfort her, or are you still staying on this date?
Well, my daughter would not call me about something like that so far, and not yet. And she is 21, so
Okay.
my daughter is fire. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have to
Mhm.
worry about no stuff like that. When she called me and she be like, "Dad, I need you," I'm not even asking about what the situation is because she wouldn't call me if she didn't need me to be asking that.
Mhm.
So that is kind of a question that I can't really answer because no, when my baby need me or she call me, she be like, "Dad," and I can hear in her voice, I'm already gathering my keys and I'm telling if I'm out on a date or something, I'm telling them, "Hey, we got to roll." And then also the person who I'm dating is gonna know like this nigga love his daughter, and if he has a roll out like that or whatever, because my daughter is not a hater. My daughter,
Mhm.
I got my daughter's cold actually, as she's here right now. not on the live stream, but she's here right now. She ain't gonna
At
do
your
that.
house.
Yes, yep. For Thanksgiving,
Nice.
but she ain't gonna do that. She
So
is
you are leaving the date.
no, I'm taking the date with me. And we gonna figure it out.
Oh,
My
okay. You
date,
got a
my date is gonna be
solution.
riding with me. Me and my date ain't gonna be riding separate. If I'm taking her out on a date, we gonna be riding together.
Okay.
And then yeah, we're gonna figure this shit out. You
I
know,
like that solution. That's including everyone.
yeah, yeah. But my baby know, boy, she know if she need me, she be like, Dad, I can hear in her voice. I be like, what the hell's going on? Queen Mercy back.
Yeah, I see. I added her to the
Hey,
chat. Is everything okay now? Hey,
yeah,
Nina
everything's
still.
okay. Usually I stream when I have to do my live streams. I have to use incognito, so it doesn't work like unless I use that.
Okay. So you said you mentioned earlier in the chat that you had a great experience with dating a guy with a daughter. And I know you don't have any daughters. So tell me about that experience and how this man
Yeah,
was.
yeah. I actually thought about it real quick. I only count that one guy, but it was two. It was two more guys that had daughters. Well, yeah, two. Well, the
Mm-hmm.
one I had a real all the experiences were really really good. Um, and the daughters loved me. And one guy, he had like four daughters, and some of them were like different ages and stuff like that. So still to this day, me and her still have a relationship, his oldest daughter, so we're still close. I think the best way to approach a situation like that, if you just say I don't want to date a guy with daughters, you can cancel out meeting a really good guy, because a lot of times guys with daughters know how to treat women if they know how to treat their daughters well. You know what I mean?
That's true. That is true.
And I think a good way to approach it is knowing that it's kind of like any child will see the significant other or potential significant other as an obstacle or an intrusion. So you have to build a relationship with that child. So
Mm-hmm.
don't get discouraged. Like a father that's willing to provide, if the daughter is not married yet, the father has every right to provide for her until she's married off. You know
Like,
what I
yeah,
mean?
I
That
agree.
comes with the territory.
Yep, I agree. And there should be no question about how I provide for my child, male or female, daughter or son, when it comes to our relationship. This is mine right here. I'm taking care of mine. I'm making sure mine is straight.
Yeah,
That
that
I
just
come.
agree
means
with
Yeah,
that
that
I'm
that's
straight.
too.
yeah, that's territory.
I agree with that too, but the issue comes into play when the child is telling the father, the daughter is telling the father
Hmm.
how much to spend on the woman that he's dating.
Well,
That's where the issue come into
we
play.
need to look at
Yeah,
we
because
need to
she's the
look
lady.
at
She's the lady of the house. She's the lady of the house.
Who? Wait a minute. Who's the lady of the
Yeah, the
house?
daughter's
Queen
the
Mercy.
lady of the house. So the daughter. So it's like you taking her throne. So you have there is going to be a challenge when it comes to that, but you can't chicken out. You have to begin to
No,
tear
she
it.
a
If you know
child.
something
She
ain't
is
right,
she is a
it's
child. See,
that's
that's
how
the
it
problem.
is.
She's not the lady of
I'm
the
just
house.
I'm just saying that's how it is. She's the princess or whatever, and they run things. But it's true. Trust me. Like my ex was a police officer, big, strong guy, like big, muscular dude. His daughter was like 6, and he was scared of her. Whatever she said, if he was being mean to me, I would call her to get on him. So she would get him together if he was acting out of order. So and then he'll come cowering back. But that sometimes when because of the imbalance or whatever the situation is that comes like I call it territory. So you can either chicken out and run away, or you can spend the time. If something's improper, like say that could go both ways. If I'm doing something that's not right in the relationship that I have with my son, it's gonna be opposed if an outsider tries to come in and just tear it down right away. That has to be broken down with love and straightened out and ironed out properly. And then there'll be some things that you just simply can't change.
I agree with love and consistency. I see Prince is here. We're gonna add him to the chat. Hi, Prince. How you doing on this Thanksgiving Eve?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How are you all?
And
All
Oh,
right,
Prince.
how you doing, Prince? What's up, man?
I'm good. How are you, Chris? Chris?
I'm good.
How are you, Queen Mercy?
Hi, Prince. I'm fine.
I am doing well. Black Pill, King Edwards, thank y'all for joining the live stream. Tonight we are discussing dating men with daughters. It is the ladies are talking about their experience, whether it was a good experience, whether it was, hell, whatever. We're out here discussing it.
And,
So,
and then the
Chris,
men, wait a minute, and then the men are discussing the views of being men who have daughters and who have dated and having that other part because I don't have comments about no man, oh, dating no goddamn man who had daughters. I got comments about a man
well,
who dates
Chris,
who has a daughter. We need to make sure we put that
yes, Chris, we do know you're not dating a man with daughters. We do.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, Chris, we do understand that.
Oh,
We are
gracious.
asked ladies tonight, we are asking the men how they handle situations. So, but I mean, it might be some men that come up here that have dated men with daughters. You just never know.
Let them speak.
This is YouTube.
I'll be quiet.
Anyway, Prince, what do you have to add to the topic?
Well, okay. My mom has definitely dated dudes who are single parents, and it is a different like okay. For some people, they do put their children first over their dating life, and sometimes it's the other way around. Fortunately, in my case, most of the dudes that my mom has dated, they're like most of their kids were like old. Very seldom were they like young, like single digits, but most of the time they were old. And fortunately,
Mhm.
she never had an experience where like daughter was like, "Ew, I don't like her," or "Ew, stop talking to her." So fortunately, yeah, we she had good experiences.
Yeah. I really don't care to, like you guys know my stance. I don't care to date men with daughters. It's got to be a very special type of situation. I mean, that man has to be strong and he has to have everyone in their place, He has to be loving and he has to be able to handle he has to be able to juggle everything. If not, I'm going to be gone. So the first reason why I stated was that daughters are controlling, and then this second one kind of goes into the controlling. They get in their daddy's ear, they give the dad suggestions, and why are men taking suggestions from kids? Okay, it's one thing, right, to listen to the child, right, but someone who's never dated, who doesn't pay any bills, why are these people having so much control over you men? Chris.
I don't know who these individuals are. That's not me.
Okay.
So I can't do that. I can't speak upon that because even after I was dating, and then my my daughter was meeting some of the people they were dating. They had other kids, and they were
Mhm.
involved, and they were so tight. Like I would show their kids the same love that I would show my child.
So you're
And
saying whenever you would date a woman, her kids and your kid would all get along. It would just be harmony every time.
my previous experience has been that it's not every time because there's only been one particular time where
Okay.
I've done that, where I was dating someone and she had three kids, and then I had my daughter. She had a daughter and two boys, and loved them to death, took care of them to death, and all that, and so forth. And they love me. It's like even one of the her kids, even after we broke up, they still recognize my daughter as like his sister. And when somebody was
Mm.
trying to talk crazy about my daughter or whatever, because they was in the sports, they was like, "Hey, don't you talk that shit?" And they was on the opposite team. Don't you talk that shit? That's my goddamn sister right there. And then
Mm.
the other kids on the other side, they was like, "That's my sister. We love her to death. Don't you? You better not. We'll beat your ass."
So they kept on with their relationship, their bond, even though
The
you
kids,
guys broke up.
yes, yes, at that time, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Queen Mercy, tell us a little bit about this getting, why are kids able to control these parents? Do you think
I
that's
wouldn't say it
right?
like that because no, I wouldn't say it like that. Like I'm gonna go back to my own childhood experience. Like I had my stepmother came into my life when I was like age 7, and we gave her a little bit of a hard time because we didn't know her. You know what I mean? So it's like we kind of like it was just foreign. Like we didn't get the sit down, we didn't get the preparation. She just started. She was in the car, and we was forced to get in the car with them, and they just never told us what it was or if they were in a relationship or what have you. So I think you have to like unwind the situation before you try to come in with correction. I think you have to understand why things are the way that they are, and then you have to like separate your relationship from the man and then the relationship from the child. And my stepmother got through to me by getting to know me, and she used to like do small things for me, little chit chats here and there, or try to teach me something. And if I was doing something wrong, the way she did it was with in a very loving way where I never saw her in a harsh light whatsoever.
That's a great thought. That's a great discussion. I mean, it's a part of it. Okay, the way you introduce the relationship to the children is very crucial with the outcome of if there's going to be trust. I agree with you in that wholeheartedly because I've heard people say some weird ways of how they met their step parent or whoever their dad was dating, and I think that that is a big part of it. So thanks for sharing that with us. Hey, Red Polo, happy Thanksgiving Eve. But yeah, I think that is a huge part of it. That sets the tone for everything. I mean, if it starts off honest, of course there's going to be some challenges, but I think how they meet your significant other is a major part of it. Like if they meet them out of drama with the moms fighting or something, there's going to be drama. So people, single people period, when there's children around, first of all, I would suggest not even introducing someone to someone if you don't plan on being with them for a very long time. If you don't plan on being married to them, your kids do not need to meet that person. Take them to your mom's house, or if they're older, wait till they go to sleep before.
Yep, yep. And then
But
also, don't introduce your child to no bullshit. If I what I feel, at least in my mind, in my heart, I introduce my child to great individuals where I could take my well, she's old, way older now, but she knows who she can go to when it comes to some of the ex ladies who I dated, and they go take care of her. They gonna make sure that she's straight. That's the big, huge thing. Don't introduce your child. First of all, don't date nobody who's bullshit right off the bat. That's from the beginning.
some people they have their little sneaky links. But are
Yes.
you really dating your sneak? Are you really dating your sneaky link?
No, I'm not. So I don't even, well, sneaking links is something new, but the other times when I was growing up, or not growing up, but being there, I knew that these individuals are wholesome, great individuals who will provide a wholesome environment. Even after
Okay.
I broke up with them, I would still allow my child to be able to go over there and hang out because it was genuine love. So there's levels to that. You
It
know,
depends on the people
just
that you're picking.
because y'all may not work out doesn't mean that they aren't a great individual and so forth. And you need that to cut your children out from that because that's
We
very
have a We have a comment from King Edwards, and I'm going to read it. It says, "Any man with a daughter who chooses to date has balance I guess he's saying has to balance the relationship life, meaning kids stay in their place without making difficult decisions. Men are their daughter's first love. They should be. I agree. I agree with
Yes,
that comment.
yes.
Yeah.
That is my first love, all the way.
Red
Um,
Polo O says keep it 100 with people. Don't play any games. Absolutely. Don't. If you don't plan on being with that person, they your sneaky link. Keep them to meet up for y'all to do that, and that's it. You know. So the next reason why I have that I feel is uh, a reason why I wouldn't date a guy with daughters is because the daughters never want to grow up, and we touched on this a little bit in regards to spending money on them. So Queen Mercy and Chris, you guys say that until those adults are married, it's no one's business how much money you're spending on them. Okay, so I beg to differ on this somewhat. So, like in Dr. Dre's daughter's situation, right? She put him on blast. You guys remember a few months back, she put him on blast stating that, she has like four kids by four different men. And I'm sorry, that's very critical. That's key information. And she was saying, her dad was Dr. Dre, he's a billionaire, and she doesn't have anything. Is it his responsibility to keep on taking care of you? I think she's like 38 with four kids, four different men. I mean, how long does this money train go on with these daughters?
That
Queen
is not his
Mercy.
responsibility. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, Prince. Go ahead, Prince. Go ahead.
How?
That is not.
Yeah,
No, Queen Mercy can go first.
go ahead, Prince.
Oh,
Okay.
that is not.
Okay, how I feel about that one. Oh, he went away. He went on mute. I was gonna say when with a situation like that, if he didn't help her, like if it was me, if I was in that position, because I actually have a sister who's a celebrity, got a lot of money, she's a millionaire. What she did for her mom, or she didn't even have to do that for certain people, but she bought them all houses. If he wanted to at least make sure she had a roof over her head, he could have had a little pop-up structure built for her or something, and at least where she always had a roof, and then everything else, like as far as like bills, that's on her. Like in a situation like that, because how could you sleep at night knowing that your kids are homeless or something like that, and you got all this money you could donate to charity? Like I personally would feel bad. So I would at least give her like a place to stay that's paid for and be like, hey, property taxes, utilities, food, that's all you go get a job.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't let my kids be out there suffering, but at some point, if you've given them everything, how do you teach them a lesson in life if they are just throwing all the money away? You bought them a home, they sell the home. Like, when does it end?
Okay. Yeah, in a situation like that, you have to let them go. Obviously, he
And
didn't help her, right?
no, he did help her. He did help her. He asked
He
her to
eventually
quit.
did. Okay.
He asked her to quit talking about him, in public. And, she just kept
Okay.
on doing it. Red Polo O says, I don't know. He says, your kids are for life. That's right. Your kids are for life. But at some point, when they got their own kids, are they still kids? He also says, Queen Mercy, that's what's up. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all are having a private conversation. King Edward says he created that problem with money, and now look what has happened. She's spoiled and used to her dad's hand in life. Regardless of her personal decisions, he should have raised her differently. Yes, I agree with that. And that was another thing I was thinking, King Edwards. Her dad was Dr. Dre. She can go and drop his name anywhere. Why did she go ask her dad for a job? Prince, we're gonna come on back to you. What do you think about young adults? Are the parents still responsible for these young adults that have their own offspring?
Nope. As soon
Okay.
as you like, in my personal opinion, as soon as you like move out, like that's kind of on you. Like, I mean, again, it may sound cold blooded and cold hearted, but like I feel as if you say you're ready to move out, do your own thing, and if you want to go out, that's fine. And to piggyback on the Dr. Dre thing, like me personally, when I get my millions, I don't want my kids to necessarily know that we're like rich because I don't want them to always ask, "Ooh, Dad, can we buy this?" And I say no, and then they're gonna be like, "Well, why? We have millions." And it's like, "Well, this is my money, not yours." Like there's definitely ways you as a parent that there are ways that you as a parent that you can set plans and make financial investments for your children, such as stocks or just making up different companies for them to prepare them just for life. And unfortunately, in the Black community, we really don't do that because we're not necessarily all the way financially literate, which also causes a whole cycle of destruction. And then you got the yeah. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Chris, are you still there? Are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so what is the cutoff point? Like, when do you stop taking care of your daughter financially?
When she decides to not do her specific part, and that doesn't mean to be a millionaire or do this or whatever. But I'ma always take care of mine. Man, my baby, that ain't we ain't finna play about that shit. But let me find out that you ain't doing something right. We're gonna do some counseling. We're gonna do some schooling or whatever. But I am always gonna have my baby back, and then at that point, if I had a substantial amount of money, I
Mm-hmm.
would ration it out. But my daughter, well, she is that's my queen. That's my heart. She's my princess. I'm sorry. That's my
Yeah, I'm
heart.
gonna say your queen. What?
No, 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 no. She's my princess, and I'm gonna always make sure that I do the best for her to make sure that she can be able to position herself in the best way. And the only reason why is because she positions herself in her own lifestyle, in her own living, to be able to put herself in the best position. She come back home and she's still going working and grinding and getting her thing, make her a few dollars or whatever, and making sure she's taking care of her business and doing all that. So when you have a child who is achieving and is not reliant upon outside help, where they're going out there and getting that in, I'm supporting her all the way. I got her all the way because she's trying to do her own thing, and she want her own money, and she want her own thing. She wants to be able to do whatever she wants to do. So as long as she's trying to do that, I am supporting her 1,000%, and that's what my daughter does. She be out here getting it. She be out here on the grind.
So what if she has a family? She has children. I
She
mean,
doesn't have children because she's out
she
here.
doesn't have children yet, but I'm saying, hypothetically speaking, she has children like Dr. Dre's daughter. Are you still footing the bill for her and those children?
It all depends on the whole position and the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't answer yay or nay or nothing like that.
So it's
You know.
situation based. Okay. King
Yes.
Edward says if she has children like she does, then the grandchildren are the responsibility, but that's still helping.
Yes, but the way my child's attitude is and the way she carries herself, she's gonna handle her business. I have a great daughter. I mean, I don't mean to rag on her so much about that or brag about her.
No, it's your daughter. You're
My daughter,
supposed
my
to.
daughter is cold.
Yeah, that's your seed, man.
My daughter is cold. She handles her business.
That's good. I think my parents
She
would
doesn't
say
check
the same
me.
thing about me too. I think my parents would say the same thing about me. I have accomplished a lot. So there's nothing wrong. I mean, if it's the truth, it's just the truth. If it's a fact.
Yep, and it's the truth. She is cold as fuck. She handles her business. She does what she needs to do. Where she keep yes, she's awesome. She's the
Oh,
best.
okay, Chris, your daughter is perfect. We all
No,
hear it.
she's not perfect. No, no, we have no, 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 no. I don't like some shit that happens. Don't get me wrong, but she is an individual who I would appreciate to be able to support because she makes some great decisions in her life. She's not perfect. She makes some mistakes and all that and so forth and so on. Don't get me wrong, but from what I see, she handles her business. And she does what she has to do. She in college, she get them 3 point some grade point averages. She does what she has to do, responsibly and some other things. She looked for a part-time job. When she come back home, she got her part-time job already laid up and so forth when she come back on holidays and weekends. So I support that. I just see that intensity in her. And a lot of that is not so much of me, it's a lot with her mother too, with the mother aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
got to give a shout out to her mom, and then some of the things that her mom has um, put instilled in her, and then
So, in
some of
other
the
words, what
things.
you're telling us is that your daughter will never be in a Dr. Dre's type of daughter situation.
No, I didn't say that. Let me be Dr. Dre first.
You're gonna give me some of that money if you become Dr. Dre.
Let me be Dr. Dre
Uh,
first. Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to see some big donations over here on this channel then. Hello
yeah.
to the woman who doesn't exist to you. Hello. Thanks for joining our stream tonight. Yes, we're talking about dating men with daughters. What's been your experience with dating men with daughters? Hi, M. Reimer. Everybody's coming through for us tonight. Okay, Queen Mercy. So the last reason why I feel like men that have daughters, it's not a good idea to date them is because they don't understand the difference in the love for the daughter versus the difference in the love for their love interest or wife, future wife. That kind of turns into a slippery slope because a little girlfriend or fiance, she doesn't really have a role. She doesn't really have a solid position. So I can't say put those people over your put your daughter beneath that person because they're not really in your life solid as of yet. However, if you want this person to be your wife, there has to be some clear boundaries. If not, ladies, run. I mean, Chris, I don't mean to, get on you, but saying your daughter is your queen was a bit much. It kind of took me aback.
That was a
Like
mistake. That was a
I know, I
mistake.
know, I
That's what
know,
I'm
but
trying to say.
some men actually feel like that. And it's horrible. I've had friends where their men, maybe it was because of the structure. They didn't see their mom married, so they don't know how things go. But like, I really love that show BMF because, Meech, his daddy don't play. He tell the mama, hey, it's me and the boys. He put his foot down, because and these are his biological children. And he's saying this because there is an order. And kids never come before the spouse. Never, ever, never. I mean, when they're little, yes, kids have to be nurtured. They have to be taken care of. And no grown adult, excuse me, should be expecting to come before a child that doesn't know how to take care of themselves. However, as an adult and you got daughters that can pretty much fend for themselves. I'm talking about teenage years, senior in high school, college years. Like I just cannot understand for the life of me why if you have a wife and your daughter finds you there's a situation. Your daughter, she can't pay her car note, right? But your wife, your responsibility is to pay your car note. I just don't understand why you would come to your wife and tell her, don't pay your car note, you know, I mean, pay your own car note. I got to pay, Khadijah's car note or whatever, like that bothers me, like, I mean, men, if you find yourself in that situation, my suggestion is make enough money to cover everything. If you can't afford a woman, don't get a woman. I mean, pretty much, because women do not want to go into relationships competing with daughters. And I'm gonna
Men,
go.
men
I'm gonna
don't
go
want to
back to
come
you,
in.
Chris, on
Men,
this.
men don't want to come in relationships to have to take care of anybody else. It's not about daughters or sons. We don't want to have to do that. But sometimes there may
Amen.
be that there are situations where we need to be able to work together. So what I'm hearing from you is like there's not that mutual where we bring all our money together to be able to take care of all of our family, whether if it's your son, your daughter, my son, my daughter, and all that. We can't no, this ain't a relationship. This is a business relationship.
Wait, 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 wait,
If
wait a minute.
if
Hold on, hold
individuals
on, rewind on that. Bringing all of our money together. No, if you're gonna be the head and you want me to give you respect
I
and you want me to
disagree.
give you submission, I should only be helping you help us. I should not be putting my money with your money.
See, but you saying that what you said was key right there, helping us. And then it's a us, so all of a sudden the situation is about a us against them, when it should be about us and all of us and making sure all of us is taken care of. But from what you said right there, that says a lot because you know you're talking about us versus them. But then when you at Thanksgiving table, does that mean that some a certain amount of people is supposed to get the white meat and the breast meat from the goddamn turkey because it's us versus them and everybody else is supposed to get the legs and the wings or the legs and the thighs?
Well, hey,
Because
if my man pay
that
for the
goes to
whole
the
meal, he
same
should get
thing.
whatever piece he want. If my man pay, if
No, no,
my man
we
made
talk about all of
Thanksgiving
us.
happen.
We're not talking about just two individuals. We talk about the whole family, and that's where I'm.
Yeah, and see, that's why a lot of these kids are mixed up
Oh
because
my
they
God.
don't understand the structure of a family. That's why a lot of our black kids are messed up. And yes, King Edwards, I'm talking about marriage only because that's all that I know. That's all that I really recognize. All this fake marriage, calling somebody your husband and ain't your husband. I don't really recognize any of that, all that fake stuff because people can run from that, you know. So hey, the woman who doesn't exist to you says business relationships benefiting the man only. Exactly.
I
Like,
disagree.
what do you have to say, Prince?
Well,
Please,
marriage is a business,
You think
and when
marriage is a business?
no, I know it is mainly business. State marriage is a business. When the husband and the wife get divorced, most of the time they fight and the wife gets the money. Majority of the time, it is part business. State marriage.
Wait a minute, you talking about in black marriages or white marriages?
No, just state marriage. Period. State.
both.
Because most
Okay,
black
Chris,
men
can you
don't have
elaborate?
most black men don't have money. So a lot of the times the woman is
The black
walking
men that
away with
you
what
date,
she already had.
black men that you date, yeah. There's
I'm
plenty of black
sorry.
men getting money. There's
Yeah, but
plenty of black men getting
not
money.
enough like that. It's not enough black men getting money like that that's getting married like that.
If I may ask, Miss Smart Cookie, is finance, is that like one of your what's the word, prerequisites in order to get into a relationship with somebody?
Hell yeah, absolutely. You
So
gotta have money. Like, where are
um,
you gonna get the respect for? What am I gonna respect you for if you have no money?
okay, Mr. Chris, you got okay. Follow me
No,
on
no, no,
this, right?
no, no,
Would
no,
you
no,
not
no,
just?
Prince. Prince, I'm talking to you. I want you to handle me, not Chris. I want you to handle me. Where am I? Why am I respecting you and rewarding you if you have nothing?
But this goes to my point, though. When I said marriage, state marriage is part business, you said, "Huh?" As if you were disagreeing. Business incorporates money. You just said you won't respect a man who doesn't, or yeah, you won't respect or submit to a man who does not have a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
That goes to my point. State marriage is part business.
Oh, okay. I don't look at it like that. I guess because I'm a Christian, so I look at it like, from a Christian perspective that men
Right,
are supposed to provide. So that has nothing to do with business. Business is all about gaining more, making more, right? So in
That's
a
why I said
marriage,
state.
it's supposed to be about love and everybody knowing their role in the family. That's in creating family.
Right, but state marriage isn't. You don't have to go to the courthouse or the government to get married.
You
That's
said
why I
you
said
don't. You
specifically,
said you don't have to do what?
you
Oh,
don't
okay.
necessarily.
So all marriages were created by God. God created marriage, right? So if you're not a
Okay.
Christian, you shouldn't be getting married anyway because it's not for you.
I mean, there are other religions where men have married multiple wives, but I mean, it depends on the person. I'm just saying specifically state marriage. State marriage, governmental marriage is a business. You do not have to be married by the government. You do not need to sign a sheet of paper.
I don't know what a state marriage is. Are you referring to a common law marriage?
That too are just like signing a contract after you got married, the prenup or postnup.
But everybody don't have those, and a lot of black people don't get those because they don't have any money. Um, the woman who doesn't exist to you says, "Love is the root, finance is the branch."
Thank you for my point. Marriage is part business. State marriage is part business.
Well, she didn't say it was business, Prince.
But business, in order to have a business, you need finance.
Yeah, but she said love is the root.
But finance is the balance. Is the branch.
I mean, you have to you can't get married if you don't have any money. You shouldn't be getting married if you don't have any
That's not
money.
true. You don't have to go. I'm saying you do not have to go to the state to be married. You do not need to sign a piece of paper to be married.
Well, it's not a real marriage then, because that's what I'm
By
saying.
law,
As a Christian, are you a Christian? Because if you know, as a Christian, it says in order to be married, the man has to present the woman with a certificate. Even with divorce, it has to.
what scripture?
There's some type of certificate that has to be presented.
What scripture, please?
That's right, Queen Mercy. It won't be recognized by law. That's not a marriage.
But what I'm
And
saying is
as
the
a
law.
Christian, you understand you have to abide by the laws of the land. Chris, I think I hear some feedback from there. Yeah, Chris, I'm gonna put you on.
I'm here. I'm
It's
here.
gone. It's gone. So I'm sorry. We kind of derailed a little bit, but
No,
well,
no, but
But can
no,
I
no.
finish?
I'm gonna stay on
yeah,
this
yeah.
replay.
I'm gonna let Prince. Let's let Prince finish really quick.
Yes.
Okay, but the law, that does not matter. We do not need the law. It literally says in the Bible there will be times where you'll be judged and crucified based off your beliefs. So if, let's say, one day the U.S. says if you're a Christian, you're gonna die, and you can't do that. Are we gonna have to? Then, by your logic, are we gonna have to follow that law?
Say
I'm
it
saying
again.
the state shouldn't matter with your love. Just be in love. So the state should not have a say so in your marriage. You do not need to go to the government. You do not need to sign a piece of paper.
Well, Prince, if you can convince a woman of that, bravo to you. But I ain't going for that. Mm-mm. We
I mean,
gonna get
there's a bunch.
married, and everybody gonna know about it. I mean, we're gonna be able to Google it. I'm not going for no whatever Wendy Williams' ex-husband and or her husband, Wendy Williams' husband, and whatever his side chick going. I ain't going for it. We gonna get married. Everybody gonna know you mine and I'm yours, and that's gonna be it. It ain't gonna be no, oh, we just had a spiritual union. No, 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 I'm not doing that, because that's what separates the heterosexuals from the homosexuals. Because they do that. They have a civil union because they're not, that's how they have to do theirs. Okay. So I want it to be a clear distinction when I get married. I want people to know this is a union between a man and a woman, and this man knows his position and I know my position, and everybody's gonna know.
If I may ask, can I ask Chris's perspective on this, because he was trying to say and then I interrupted by accident.
Well, first of all, let me drop two nuggets out here. Chris and Prince have never been married, you guys. I have been married.
I've
So I
seen
think that's
marriages.
very important to know. But these are two people that have never been married. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, one thing I want to hear the question that's going to be presented to me. as we lead into this topic. What was young dude Prince gonna ask because he got cut off?
No, I was just saying I've seen marriages, I've seen proposals, and I've seen divorces. So I know and see some things, and I've heard things out of men's mouths and women's mouths. But that's all I had to. Yeah, you can go, Mr. Chris.
Yeah, my big thing is I'm married, or if I get married or want to be married, and the marriage is at last, it's about love. It's not about financial anything. Not to say that you gonna go out in a corner and marry somebody, say some bum ass dude. So that is not the case. Absolutely not. That is not the case. But if a woman really loves you, and for the ladies, if a man really loves you, y'all in love for love. That does not take away from, are you stable, and rich, and being able to be a provider is something different. I think that some of the ladies look for somebody to be a provider instead of being an individual that they really love with, who they know who's going to put their all in. And men too. Sometimes they look at that too. They look for somebody to hook up onto. But love is love when it comes to being
Elaborate when you say hook up onto. What do you mean men are looking for somebody to hook up onto? What does that mean?
the same thing where when I said women would like to have to do that, but you didn't ask that question about when women have that same feeling. You didn't ask that when I said about women.
I'm confused. I'm still confused. What is the statement?
The statement is individuals looking to be able to have somebody to provide for them.
Women
Versus
are supposed to want men to provide. It's
men,
natural for us.
men will want women to provide for them, but maybe it's a certain different way. Don't get me wrong.
Men should
Yes,
not
provide.
desire men should not desire provision from women. They should not desire a woman to
So
provide for
are
them.
you talking?
Naturally,
Are you focusing on financial?
provide in any kind of way. Men should want to be the
I,
providers.
I, I should I shouldn't. So I mean I shouldn't want to have. I shouldn't want to be able to provide the money, but then not expect that my clothes, my drawers be clean. I'll wait.
Well, I mean, of course. I
No,
mean,
no, it ain't no. Of course, because that's why you pause so long.
yes, that's the balance. I had to put that together. Like I'm just thinking about that. But yeah, you should want your house taken care of. I mean, it was just kind of, it's kind of out there with the
Yeah,
drawers being
yeah,
clean.
yes, but
Yeah, if you're
also
looking
that.
for a traditional experience, yes.
No,
If the
no, no.
man is
Traditional.
providing,
You said traditional. That's not what I mean. No, because ain't nothing been traditional about the new environment that we're in. There's nothing.
with
Thank
with
you.
with some women, because I'm a very traditional woman in every sense of the way.
Well, maybe some women, but that's not traditional. Is hard to find. So we're not talking about just traditional ideas and all that. We're talking about ideas that when you're involved with different individuals and you're dating and so forth, you're not going to get A, B, and C in a relationship where sometimes it might be D, E, and F. And then when I say that with those letters, it doesn't mean that there's a hierarchy of those letters. So we can't say that. So I'm not saying that. Y'all, everybody can say what they want, but
Hmm.
there's the balances and there's differences in that. And then there's also that idea that we deal. You work with who you can work at yin yang. The yin yang experience is what I'm best at or what you best at. We can offset that and so forth and get together. There's that whole idea about that is forgotten. It is not even respected when it comes to dating in our cultural relationship. She
Okay.
may be able to make more money and so forth and all that. But if this nigga make less money, he said he holding down the house, he washing the clothes, he making sure everything else. That idea, from what I'm hearing in conversation, is not respected.
It's not. It's too feminine for me. I can't speak for all women, but for me,
Say
that's
less.
not. That's too feminine for me.
Say less.
Smart cookie.
Yes.
If I may ask, are you conditionally submissive?
Yes.
Are you conditionally feminine?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think it's normal for a man to be conditionally masculine?
Yes. I think that. I think that all men should be masculine. Yes,
No, I said
because of the biological
conditionally.
makeup.
Masculine in what
Um,
Condition.
sense? Masculine in what sense? Having muscle?
condition. When you say condition, you mean like by society or by
No, you get to
your
pick and
upbringing in the
choose.
home?
Your
No,
own thing.
you get to pick and choose when you want to.
I think men should be masculine all the time. I think it.
Okay,
I think I think biologically you should be masculine.
okay. Should men conditionally provide?
Not conditionally. I think men should always want to. It should be a desire of yours to provide.
So then, why do you have the? Why are you able to be conditionally feminine and to be conditionally submissive? If I
Well,
have
I'm
to be
sorry.
conditional, I beg your pardon.
I don't think that women should be conditionally. I think they should desire to be feminine. I think they should desire to be you said feminine and what else, and submissive. I think they, but a lot of it has to do with the way that they were raised. So I was raised where I saw a mom being traditional, feminine, and submissive. I was raised seeing that. I saw my grandmother be like that. I saw my great grandmother be like that. So
Okay. So was your mother conditionally feminine? Oh, wait, are your parents still together? If I may ask, if it's too
yes, they
personal.
are. Yes,
Okay,
they
so
are.
was if I if I may ask, I don't like want to. I'm not trying to like. Remember, this is all
No,
in love. This is a
no,
simple debate.
no. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
So
I'm
was your
there's no scary bone in my body.
okay? So was your mother conditionally feminine?
Conditionally, and that's kind of like it's a tradition in our family. Let's just put it like that. So
So
I
she
mean,
was.
it's what's taught. It's what I'm teaching my daughters as well. It's not a condition. It's not a choice. This is how women conduct themselves.
So if your mother
Hey,
was
David
24.
Wynn. I'm sorry. Say it
No, you're
again.
fine.
If my
So
daughter did what?
no, no, I said your mother. I said so. If your mother was feminine and submissive 24/7 to her husband, if I may ask,
And she
why aren't
is.
you following the same way?
What do you mean? Am I not following? What do you mean I'm not following the same way?
You just said you were conditionally feminine and conditionally submissive.
Okay, so let me say this. Not I'm not conditionally. I said I answered those questions wrong. It's not a condition of can I be feminine or it's not like I pick and choose. Like it's just who I am. It's in my makeup of who I am as a woman. So
Okay, so
there is no conditions where oh I'm gonna be feminine only on these days or those days. It's not. It's just who I am every day. It's just a part of me. So I guess I can't. I guess I wouldn't say it's conditioned, but it's not conditioned. It's just it's my upbringing. It's the way that I was raised. It was the way I was taught. And when I saw the world, I knew that I didn't want to be any other way outside of the way I was raised. Does that make
okay, so
sense?
so if you were with a man and he
Mm-hmm.
has a really good paying job, but he made less money than you, would you stay with
But
him?
then that's not a really good paying job. That's an oxymoron.
Well, I don't want to ask how well because that's really not my business how much you make because it's really not. But what is okay? Let me rephrase that question. What is the most you need a man to make financially,
I
or the
don't
least?
need
Excuse me,
a man.
the least.
I don't. I can't put a number on it, but I can't hear the word no.
I beg your pardon.
I can't put a dollar amount on it because it's all in how you budget money, right?
What does the
Um,
word? You can't hear the word
it's all
no.
I said. I can't put a dollar amount on it. So it's all in how you budget money. So I can see some men that make less than 50,000 and they're still able to give their wife everything that they need. So it just depends on the type of woman that you decide to pursue, right? Hold on, I want to get to this. The Urban Disciples is here, and he says, "Wait, aren't all women feminine? Most people have an idea of femininity dependent on men." Um, I wouldn't say that femininity means that a woman is dependent on men, because especially not in today's time, a lot of women are don't depend on men at all, really. So I couldn't really say that's my definition of femininity, but just I'll have to answer that in a few minutes. Let me get back to Prince. So I can't put a dollar amount. I just don't need a man that's gonna tell me no. I If I meet a guy and he knows what type of woman that I am, he knows that I like nice things, then I expect for him to either continue dating me and give me those things or provide those things, or keep it pushing and go get someone that he can afford or someone that's within his budget.
Interesting. So were you, if I may ask, were you raised to where like your parents just said yes to everything?
Was I raised to where I saw my parents, I saw my
No,
mom?
to where they said yes, they never said no.
No. It was never a no for me because I went out and got whatever it was that I wanted. But they did raise me to be humble, and to they did raise me, with humble beginnings, that you're just not going to get everything. But as I became an adult, I started to get everything that I wanted, and that's something that I chose to take on my own.
But why don't you
David
like
Wynn
doing the
wants
work?
to know. David Wynn wants to know, where is your line of questioning going?
Well, you kind of proved my point that being conditionally feminine, being conditionally anything is abnormal. A man being conditionally masculine is abnormal. Do you not
Um,
agree? Just like how you believe being not getting state marriage is abnormal. No, I think it's normal. I mean, did back in the Bible days, the slaves did. They used to jump the broom. I really don't believe that you need like the government in your
yeah, but
marriage.
we need to
And that,
fast forward to what's going on today, because back then people used to ride in a wagon wheel too, and we don't do that today. So we need to
right? I
bring
was
everything relevant to today's times. And in order to have a real marriage that's recognized by anyone, especially the state, the courts, it needs to be done in a place where it is a contract written on paper, because anything else doesn't hold up in court. But no one should
okay.
be
Look,
going into a marriage considering a divorce anyway. That's not what we should be discussing. But we're derailing here, and we'll have another topic where we will discuss that. And I don't mean to cut you off, but
you're fine. It's
Um,
your platform.
it's smart.
uh-huh. Go ahead.
Smart cookie. I think where he was going, he was actually what he said was kind of like genius in a sense, so to say, because what
Uh-huh.
how you buy a house and you have like a fixed mortgage, so no matter what,
Okay.
your mortgage is going to still be the same price. His question was basically um like femininity, submissiveness to your husband, is that fixed, or is it weight, is it flexible, pretty much, you know what I mean? So
Oh no,
that's where he
that's
was
fixed.
going with that. And I would say,
Being feminine is should be a
yeah,
part of. Go ahead.
I
Because
would
you're not
say
a
what
woman if you're not.
Prince
Are
was
you a
saying.
woman if
What,
you're not Are you a woman if you're not feminine? Are you still a woman? Isn't that the mystery to women versus men? Isn't
right,
that what makes us different from them?
well, he has, well, what Prince, what you don't understand as far as the government part with marriage, yes, love is important. Primarily loving your partner is important, but as a woman, if we're bearing children, we're spending the rest of our life with the person, we have a lot to lose. So therefore, just like going with the flow with the man or giving away our time is a liability. So that's why the paper and the government has to come into play. I would prefer to not have the paper involved, but I've done both things. I've done the paper and I've done without the paper, and you still lose either way. But with the paper, you still have something to fall back on. Say if you have children and you need alimony and you need a roof over your head or a covering, that's what that paper would serve as. And I
Okay,
would
if I may,
also like
okay,
to
yeah,
say, like, somebody brought up something about it. Hmm. Go ahead.
no, can you repeat that? You say you want to sign a paper because what again? What does the paper do?
Well, it's not that I want to sign a paper. It's just smart to sign a paper because you end up
Okay.
losing as a woman. Like if I'm coming into a relationship with my youth, my freshness and everything, right? And I have a baby, like say for example, let's take the paper out. I jump a broom with this guy. I'm in love with this guy. He promises to never leave me, right? And we have 3 or 4 kids together. Then he wakes up one day and changes his mind and finds a prettier woman who may look better than me and be fresher than me, and he might leave me altogether. And then I can chase him, I could harass him, but nothing can be done immediately because I didn't have anything illegal. What do you think about that?
Wait, hold on. Did you have the child? Did you have this man's child in this scenario? I'm sorry, I was from the comments.
Yeah, we jumped the broom together because I was in love with him. I gave him my
Okay.
youth. You know what I mean? And I loved him for who he was. The finances didn't matter, and he promised he'll never leave me.
Did you have his child?
But
But I'm
now
saying
I have
this
four
scenario.
kids after jumping the broom.
I thought, can't
Yeah, I
you?
have
I
four
mean, not
kids
you.
from
I'm just
him, and I
saying,
gave him 15 years of my life.
in this scenario, can't you file child support just by getting his DNA and then tracking him?
It will take it would you know how long that takes?
Oop, oop.
It
I
takes
actually I
three
don't
years
know.
for the state to track. Yeah. Yeah, it takes 3 years
Yes,
for
but
the state to track the guy down. He can run, he can quit a job,
mhm,
he can work under the
mhm.
table and go he can go for the rest of his life undetected by the state versus marriage to where they got you.
Right. But my thing
You
is
get
this
what I
though.
mean? It's
Even
it's
if
a
you,
liability as like
yeah, I agree with you.
go
But I'm
ahead.
saying with marriage though, if you have lawyers, that also can take time too, because they can fight the case. But this all goes back to my point that marriage is a business.
It
State
can.
marriage, you go.
Yeah.
It is state marriage. You go sign a
Well, it
contract,
is.
you get your
I
prenup.
agree. I agree it's a
Thank
business.
you, thank you. That's all I just wanted to say. It is a
I
business.
feel like if you
I
enter
agree it's a
marriage as
business.
a
It
business,
is and
it will
definitely a
be a
business.
business because in a business there's no love. Businesses also come with an exit
Yeah,
strategy.
because
When
it's
you start up
profits.
any real business
Yeah, it's
person will tell
profits and
you
losses.
that's it.
Same
Marriage
thing
is
with
supposed
marriage,
to be
posting up in prenups.
marriage is supposed to be based on love and it's supposed to
Right.
last forever.
Right. I agree.
So with the business, like you have an exit strategy for the business. When you're doing your business plan, a real business person would tell you that you also need to come up with a exit strategy or how the business is going to grow further. Or I mean, the exit strategy is always there. So I wouldn't say it's a business. Is it a contract? Yes, it is a contract, but a business, no, marriage should not be perceived as a business because you shouldn't ever be planning on leaving this person. I mean, outside of death.
Wait,
But
wait,
smart
wait,
cookie, what
wait,
if
wait.
they?
You said you supposed to be planning on leaving his business?
I'm saying that you're not. We're going to add the urban disciples. He's going to come up. Hello,
Yep.
urban disciples. How you doing tonight? What do you have to say on the topic? I see you putting a lot of stuff in the chat.
I'm good. Well, thank you for asking. I'm just enjoying the conversation, just kicking back and listening to it. I get a kick out of hearing people's perspectives on marriage and relationships and things like that. I like to get my input too.
Drop it.
Well, I mean, it depends. I don't know what we're riding off on right now because I skipped some parts. So I got to kind of be filled in on what's going on.
No, just tell
Okay.
us your perspective on marriage. Just yeah, just
Oh, my just like basic. Oh, my perspective. I believe that um, like sex is marriage. You know what I mean? The act of like conception. And once you get that person and make the kids, then you're kind of married forever. It doesn't matter what a piece of paper says. You're always going to be connected to that person. So I think it's just wise to pick your partners better and choose them wisely. Now, when it comes down to monetary, I think that your work, the work that men and women put together, constitutes as currency, which would be like money. So I believe in God. So I believe if you put in the work, you will be given the treasures for the work you put in. So I think putting a price tag on marriage and what you're looking for on the outside, especially in this world, is what's creating the problem, you know? And it makes prostitutes and all sorts of stuff. So we're monetizing sex. And I just don't think that's a good thing.
so. What are your thoughts on me saying that marriage is a business?
Is it, well, it's become that, yeah. When you sign papers and
Excuse me,
you get
state marriage.
involved, a state marriage, right? Yeah. When you sign papers and get involved, those are contracts, and it's like a business transaction at that point, which I don't think you need because
Thank you.
when you're looking at marriage and families, like for example, in the wild, just take a pride of lions. Do they need a marriage contract to take care of their families, to know that this lion's gonna be with the
We
lioness and
we
take care of
can't
the family?
compare ourselves to animals
Why not? I
because
mean, they seem to
they
have it a
don't
little better.
they don't have they don't have the mental capacity that we have. Animals will turn around and fuck their own mother. So we can't compare them
Oh,
to
have you seen
the
the country?
the
Like,
well, I mean, they will purposely do this. I mean, like,
have
and
you
it
seen the
and it
country?
could be like they have no clue of what they're doing. But in
I
terms
just
of,
think. Mhm.
you said that you feel that once a relationship is consummated, then you're married. So how many women are you married to then, sir? Because I know you're
It's
not a
zero.
virgin.
Well, I also don't have any kids, so that's a part of my
Okay, but
whole
still,
concept.
you said once you have sex with a person, you married, right? But you said that
Well, I
once
mean,
you have children, you with them for
same
life.
thing. It's
So
same
how
thing.
many women have you been married to? Are you married to?
You're talking about with a connection like children? Zero.
No, I'm saying you said that once a man has sex with a woman, they're married. That's what you
Hmm.
led in saying, right? How many wives do you have?
Well, that's assuming that you're going off the concept that I'm talking about the act of sex. No, I'm talking about the beginning and the end, what the product that comes from sex. So I think you
Oh, okay.
misunderstood what I was trying to say.
So
Because
as
sex
long
isn't
as you
just
don't have any
pleasure,
children, you're not
you
married.
duplicate. Exactly. You're not
Okay.
married in the universe with anything. All
Okay.
right.
I just wanted to understand that. And you made a comment earlier about a woman and her price.
Right. Yeah, it seems to
Yeah,
be the
like
trend.
that's been happening since the beginning of time. Everyone doesn't come with the same worth. And as Queen
And
Mercy was
monetary.
mentioning, as Queen Mercy was mentioning early, whether women want to admit it or not, once you have had children by a man, your value goes down some. It
Why
goes
is
down.
that though?
I'm sorry.
Why? Why is that? Why do you think it
Well,
is?
because it's just like if you're not a virgin, your value goes down.
Mhm. Because they're
It's
connected to somebody, right?
Uh,
Without having a piece of paper.
yeah,
That's marriage. Yeah.
because it just your situation is just totally different when you're presented to someone, so it just changes things. But yeah.
It depends because there's men that are willing to take on that challenge too. And you can't group every man in the same category and say that no one would date a single mother or a single father. 'Cause that's
They better
ludicrous.
not. They better not, because they're gonna miss out on some great people. But what do you have anything on the topic
Mhm.
here of why of dating? You don't have any children, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I mean, do you have any advice for the ladies that don't want to date men that have daughters?
It, no, I mean it's pretty much their choice. I would just say if you would take the advice, just make a smart decision on who you choose to be with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not going to categorize people as single and mothers or fathers. I don't know the circumstances that led up to
Mm-hmm.
them being single, period, unless I ask them. So I won't put them under the rug or throw them under the bus for, having children before marriage or whatever that is. I think marriage is just a piece of paper these days. We have forgotten the concept. I mean, does a piece of paper make the union between man and woman stronger for some reason?
Yeah, and I think it's like that because so many people have gotten away from God, so they don't have a lot of values. But
Hmm.
I don't plan to go into my next marriage as it being a business. I mean, I
Good.
do. I am a traditional woman. My first marriage was traditional, and I expect for my final marriage, my next marriage, to be traditional as well. So that's just the way I was raised. But it
Hmm.
would be very difficult for me to date a man with daughters that's too involved in our business or our
Okay.
relationship. I
I
just feel
understand where
that
you're going.
yeah, I don't have a problem with dating men with children. It's just that if
Hmm.
your children are not well behaved, just like how men don't want to date women with children that are not behaved. And I don't
Right.
suggest that they do that. I'm the same
Right.
way. But it's
Hmm.
just something in particular. You guys just fall in love with these daughters, and you just can't differentiate the love that you have with the daughter from the love that you have with the woman or the woman that's going to be your wife. Because, as I was
Okay.
mentioning earlier, when it's just a girlfriend, like she doesn't really have a position, so she can't really have any say so, as opposed to a woman that is your wife that has your last name, because your daughter's gonna grow up, men. They're gonna grow up, they're gonna have their boyfriends, their husbands, they're gonna have their own issues. But if you keep allowing these daughters to control your life, you're gonna miss out and be single and die alone.
Well, see,
Can I say
with
something?
Yes, go
oh,
ahead,
my bad.
Chris. I mean, go
Well,
ahead, Prince.
this is also vice versa for women. Honestly, it's just more of a matter of fact of trauma. A lot of times people intertwine their wives or their husbands being their kids. I'm very positive you've seen those Instagram posts of a single mother or posting a picture of her son saying this is the man of the house, or a single father posting this is the queen of the house. A lot of times people, okay, I'm gonna have to like choose my words carefully. They date for sexual sexual commitment, but not relationship commitment because they're already in a relationship mentally with their kids. Sounds weird, but if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. I don't know if that's coming out right,
I think
but
what I
yeah.
hear you
Mm.
saying is that they love their kids and they're committed to their kids, and they just want the sexual relationship from the women. So, is that what you're saying?
Yes, because yeah, they're basically yeah.
Well, then they need to tell those women that, up front. Um, Let me see. Queen Mercy asked me, Smart Cookie, what would you do if a man treated his sons the same way? I'm gone. I'm gone. I need a man that understands that kids are kids. Kids are going to grow up. They're going to have their own life. They're going to have their own relationship. Um, and their relationship is something totally, the dynamics of that relationship is supposed to be totally different outside, because your kids can't give you what I can give you. Your kids can't do to you what I can do to you. Your
Mm.
kids can't be there for you like how I can be there for you. So I mean, and I'm talking in terms of being your forever, being your wife. Now I'm not trying to get involved. If we're not going in that direction, I don't even want to meet your kids
Mhm.
personally.
I wanted to add this in there. Do you think it has a lot to do with insecurity that people put that on Front Street like that? Because there's a lot of people that just do that for, I guess, their partner to feel less than. and use it as a weapon at times.
They do what?
Or use their, in this case, their daughters to, like, I guess,
Oh, to get out
not
of the relationship, you mean? Or to,
well, I guess to I, lack of a better term, give it some spice every now and then, make them jealous. Like this other partner has an insecurity, so they'll throw their kids out there and use them as a weapon. Like,
why would
for
you do
example, treat them.
that?
Well, I'm talking about kind of what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The feelings that you have for that. Do you think it's just straight love, or do you think it can be manipulated into making you feel less than whenever they feel like it because of their circumstance, being a single mother or father?
Absolutely. And a lot of people use their kids. That does sound scary, Queen Mercy. They do that. And I just feel like if you love someone, you shouldn't be trying to create a competition for anyone.
Totally agree. I totally agree with that.
You should
I've been
not
in
be
that
trying to,
situation.
you should want to make sure that that person is secure, you know.
Mhm. Right. Totally agree.
That should be your that I mean, you should be devoted to that person and their security should be everything. You don't want them feeling insecure because that's going to bring a whole different set of problems to the relationship if they're feeling insecure.
Mhm. I think that people that don't know how to balance it are already looking for those problems. They're not ready for a relationship. They can't balance relationship between daughter and wife or son and husband or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with
The
you too. I don't think that they're ready and they should not be getting in relationships. A lot of the times people want the benefits like some people want the benefits. Some women want the benefits of being with a man because of the provision, because he can provide. And a lot of men want the relationships with the women because of the sex, and they're not thinking of everything that comes with it. So only those it's not only those things that come with the relationship. You have to look at everything, especially when a person has children. Um, yeah, Queen Mercy, it does. It takes some preparation, it takes some time, it takes two mature adults to come together in order to make things work and last forever. But that competition stuff, like I hear some of these guys in the manosphere talking about, these red pill guys talking about competition anxiety. That's for children. Don't get into a relationship if you want to create competition for your mate.
Urban Disciples, if I may ask, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Do you think being conditionally masculine is abnormal?
definitely.
Do you think being conditionally feminine is abnormal?
Of course. I
Thank
I
you.
think that I just think that there are quote unquote masculine women and quote unquote feminine men. And I use the example of, well, don't those make a good match? I think all women, I don't even think, I'm pretty sure all women are feminine, but our idea of femininity is makeup and clothes and flipping the hair and stuff like that. I think we forgot that women are more ferocious than anything. And I think that's the idea of what femininity really is. They've watered it down to a dependency thing to me. And that's that I think getting out of that conditioning will help. We're conditioned to think skirts and makeup is feminine. I don't know what femininity is if it's not sitting back and being taken care of and catered to. I don't know what it is. I think it's like ferocious and stuff. Something that females have that men don't.
Right. And I'm saying, like, if a man were to walk up to a female and say, "Oh, um, oh, you have nice shoes. Oh, you have nice lipstick, nice makeup, da da da," and then he asks, "Oh, hey, would you be interested in me?" And then she says no, and he says, "Well, I'm actually conditionally masculine. I may not be masculine right now, but when you get with me, I'd be masculine later." Like, that's abnormal. But unfortunately, in this society, you see females doing that. If you give me this, you give me that, I will be feminine and submit to you. That's abnormal.
Sure. I think, yeah, that's our idea of femininity, submission. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
think
but
that's totally wrong.
submission doesn't come with being feminine, and feminine is the makeup and the dresses and the high heels. And those are
Says
not
who
things that
though?
men should be having on. Men should not
But they
have.
have. Back in the day, just look at the Scottish. They wear kilts. Back in the days, men wore high heels and eyeliner, like Indians from like over in the Middle East and stuff. They've been doing that.
Yes, but
Trends, those
we're
are
talking
trends,
about
though.
today. What makes
Hmm.
a woman different from a man, and men
A
wearing those
vagina,
things.
a
I'm sorry.
vagina. Nothing that's like wardrobe like. Our
No, no, it's
our sexist.
beyond having a vagina. It is
No, it's
beyond
not.
that. Yes, it
No,
I
it's
is.
I agree with Miss Cookie on this one. It is more than just having a cooch because you have men who are, I mean, excuse me, you have people getting surgery to get, that.
hmm yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what I
Okay,
mean.
so David
Were they
Wynn
born with that?
says, because yeah, there's plenty of feminine men. There are plenty of men that are feminine, and they felt like they were a woman since birth, and they're everything is just feminine the way that they come off. David Wynn says when he says conditional, it requires much more clarification. To use the word conditional is too subjective. I agree with David Wynn because here's the thing, it's kind of like a tricky question, like women should naturally, because of the estrogen, you should be feminine. It shouldn't be a choice, just like men, because of the testosterone, you should be masculine. Even like with some of these transsexuals, I'll see them and they'll say, oh, I've been a woman, and I can see that coming through, but I can also see that masculinity coming through with different things that they do. It could be something as simple as the way they would jump into a pool, where women just wouldn't jump into a pool like that. It's something you would have to see. I can't probably really explain it, but even some of those feminine men that have transitioned, they're still manly. There's still something mannish about them.
Hmm. And that's something that genetically you can't take away. And you can add all the fake prosthetic penises and castrate men all day, but there's going to be like a vibrational essence that constitutes you as masculine or feminine. I just think like just it's like dress up to me. Oh, they stitch on a fake penis and put on a dress. All of a sudden, they're feminine. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Really? So
Erica
it's
says
like,
they're dropping their wrists. but I do believe that what makes men different from women is the things that women have today that men are not traditionally supposed to have, or what we haven't seen in the last 50 years. We're seeing a lot of it now, but you know that still doesn't really being feminine is, like I said, it is the dresses, it is the high heels, it is, because you're not gonna see that as a dress code for men. You're not gonna see a lot of men. That's not the social norm to see that
okay,
on a
that's
everyday
that's
basis.
what I was gonna say. Like, well, who made that up? Someone had to make that up for people to follow it. Because if the ideas was reversed, would you call all men feminine for wearing dresses and high heels and makeup? Probably
Which
not.
goes to my point about conditional being conditionally masculine or feminine. Like I
That's
mean, urban disciples, can
Well,
you clarify? Because
give us
King,
no, you Prince, you give us the clarity on conditional, because condition means, you can do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. It's your choice. But I feel that a true feminine woman, she can't turn that off. That's who she is naturally.
that's what I'm saying. You should be feminine 24/7, and the man should be
Yes, but
masculine
not
24.
submissive. Every man is not worthy of submission. A man that is not doing anything for himself, for others, that man is not worthy of submission. You cannot get submission just because you are a man. You get submission because of your character, who you are, how you move, how you handle business. That's where you get the submission from anyone. You can get submission from not only your woman, but from people that walk around you. It's just kind of like me. When I go out in public, men naturally open doors for me. It's a aura about me that says, or even when I go around people, I can see a group of men cursing, and some women will walk by and they'll keep cursing. But when I walk by, the cursing stops. It just depends on who you are as a person, how you carry yourself, how you live your life.
Right. And a
Yeah,
dress can
but
never define that. And makeup can never define you as a character like that. It may get people to look at you, but what your essence is, that can't be stopped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just a force that just oozes off of me, that I just command respect when I walk through. People, kids will get quiet when I walk through because they know. I mean, there's a presence about me that says, "Hey, I don't play that. I don't play with children." So
but
that's the same thing for submission. That's the same thing with men. Some kids know what man to play with, and they know other men. His aura comes off as he's not the one to be played with. This man may get on my case. This man may spank me. So
my thing is this, Miss Cookie. You just said you would not date or be submissive to a man if he does not make a certain amount of money.
yeah, and I mean that. I'm not changing that.
So isn't that being conditionally feminine?
That's not being conditioned. That mean that man is just not worthy because he hasn't done what needs to be done. He's not a provider. What am I
I
submitting
think
Um,
to?
I think what he's getting at is like, isn't that like a condition? I mean, are you
It's not.
told
It's
that this
and I
guy
and I
must have
mentioned
this? And
earlier. I mentioned earlier. It's not
uh-huh.
about the money that he makes. It's about how he spends the money. It's about if he can tell me yes or no.
but you just said you don't want to hear no. You just want to hear yes. I feel like
I,
a
I'm
true
I'm not
person.
gonna hear no. I'm not gonna hear no because you won't see me anymore if I hear no, especially
Well,
in the
that's
beginning.
well, that's you. Because to me, I feel like you need balance. Masculinity is order.
Definitely. I think we display both. We have both. It's just that women have less masculinity than men, and vice versa. But it is a balance. I believe that. I just think that for someone to be sitting in the back and just thinking because they look pretty or they can provide sex that this dude should be paying for their existence, which is bull. That's what I believe. You put in as much work as necessary for the relationship to work. And a lot of people don't see it like that, but that's because the traditional conditioning of how marriage and relationships between man and woman is supposed to go. Back in the 50s and 40s and 30s and all that, women were not allowed to work and stuff like that. Or if they were, it was rare. So there was a reason why women stayed at home and took care of the kids. Now, since feminism came up, the government found a way to tax the family. Now things have changed. And if we're going to base femininity off of kicking back and being provided the stuff by the man, what would you say what's going on with the women today? Are they
So
not feminists? Are they masculinists? No,
I can't
a
speak
serious
for
question.
I can't speak for all women, but to your comment about women weren't allowed to work in the 50s, that's not true because my grandmother and her sisters all worked.
Mm.
And
Well, I was given like a time limit where feminism started like to kick in, like the
got you.
40s,
Yeah.
50s is when it
Yeah. When
became
women, yes, I
popularized.
understand what you were saying when women were not allowed to be in the workplace and they weren't allowed to have access to credit and all of that.
I think we were missing the point since the government has kind of conditioned women in this way. It's time for like not even 50-50. It's 100-100 with these relationships and having these women contribute just as much if not more. You know what I mean? And then the man too, and that's how you're supposed to see it in order to keep a balance. I give a little more this time, then this time the next time she'll give a little more, and that's just me though.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, this is Chris.
Yes,
Hey,
thank you.
I'm listening to a little bit of this. No, a whole lot of this, all this, and then as what my guy was talking about how women wasn't able to You could be out in the workforce and more and stuff like that. Now that women are able to be out in the workforces more, there's there has been an ideal aspect from some women where they don't have to contribute as much because the man is supposed to provide for everything. So as the ideals or things that have uh, raised the opportunity for men and well, for women to be able to produce the same as much, there is that offset of, well, you still supposed to be the man. Well, where's that supposed to the same balance? Because if there's that opportunity for you to be able to contribute as much, not necessarily equally, whatever. Why won't you contribute as much as your opportunity has been provided and been available for you to be able to contribute as much to the household? But then all of a sudden, there's that flicker of the switch where it's like, well, no, we ain't supposed to do all this and all that. It's like it's like well, just because I'm able to and I have and I'm be able to, that I can't do that much because it's that flip of the relationship where just because it's there, I don't have to. But then y'all fought so much to be able to be there to be able to, as women. But then all of a sudden it's like, well, he's still supposed to do the same thing he's supposed to do when that opportunity wasn't even there for them. So now that some women or have the opportunity to do so, they flip back to the other side.
Chris, are
I
you
don't know.
saying that women being able to work
And
made
being
women masculine?
when women are be able to have an opportunity to provide for everything they fought for, but yet still the man is supposed to do the same amount that he's supposed to do, and the woman is not supposed to be able to contribute. But
I
when
get
she got the opportunity to be able to and fought for with all the women who'll be able to fought for their whole lives and opportunity to be able to provide. Now all of a sudden
mhm.
it's still you looking at it like, well, the man is still supposed to provide. Well, if the some of the women that was able to fight for so much to be able to provide for that, why aren't certain women be willing to be able to provide that same ambition that they have fought for so many years to be able to provide to make the whole entire household better? And then some women, not all women, are against that. When it's like, dude, you fought for that, your husband and everybody else fought so much to be able to provide for you to be able to get the opportunity to be able to do that, but yet you still look at your husband and the household like, well, you still supposed to be able to provide. Why aren't those individual group of women or individuals not willing to
See,
contribute as much?
all I hear in that is just a bunch of crybaby ass men that's just mad
I ain't
because
crying yet.
I'm just saying all I hear in statements like that is a bunch of crybaby ass men that are mad because women are outdoing them, working harder, getting the promotions, making more money. Women
No,
should
Mhm,
not have to, if your woman is making more money than you
mhm.
and you want to be the provider and over your household, why don't you go make more money than her? Why don't you get that promotion on your job? Why
Well,
don't you
why
just
does
start
why does
another
a man have
business?
hearing.
to? Why does he have
That's
to?
what you're hearing, but that's
It,
not what in actuality is. That's what you want to hear, but that's what y'all fought for so much to be able to contribute to the household. But now all of a sudden, it's like, well, nigga, you got to do better.
well,
Why
that was an
you know, like
agenda
I'm able to
basically.
do better for our family and contribute. I'm gonna be
No,
quiet.
it was
My
to
guy
make
talk.
single parented households. That's what it was for. Because they
Can I
just
say
kicked the man
something?
out of the equation after that, and it's still
Can I?
happening to this day. That's why I have groups like MGTOW. Sorry about that.
Well, you're good. Smart Cookie. So you believe that a man should always 24/7 have more money in a marriage or relationship than his wife?
No, it's not gonna always be like that in a marriage. I mean, anyone that's been married or is marriage minded should understand you we have ups and downs in life. There could be a point where we both be without a job. But what I'm saying is that if men want women to if men want women, you can't have it both ways. You can't have a woman that's working and ask her, well, baby, help me pay with the bills or whatever, and then expect submission. Because if I'm gonna help you pay the bills, then I'm gonna be making the last decisions. Then I'm not gonna consult you anymore about no decisions. You're not gonna get that submission that you want. If I got anytime I got to step into your role, then I'm not going to be inclined to want to take on my role as that submissive woman.
Can I
Should
say
men
something real quick?
feel the same way?
I have,
Yes. Yes. Say that.
I
Say
have,
that, man.
Yeah, if can
Prince.
men feel the same way in terms of anytime she's slacking and not doing what she's supposed to do? Absolutely,
Hmm.
you have the right to feel that same way. If your wife is not, if you've already agreed that her role is to keep the house clean and to
But
make dinner, and when she's slacking and she's not doing those things,
but
yes, you have the right to feel like that. But you also need to come to that person and have a conversation with them about that first before you make any type of decisions.
no, nobody said anything about that part.
That's what I just heard. And that's what I continue to hear with a
That's
lot of
about what you
men.
heard, but that's not what was said.
Okay, so you
Chris.
said that if a woman is working, you want her to contribute, right? Financially.
No, no, no. I mean that what I said was just because she is working and we fought to be able for her to be able to work. That doesn't mean that there is uh, an ideal that she is all already in anybody, not see anybody. Say, you know what? Let me
Hold
be
on, let
quiet
me
and
answer
listen to
David
somebody
Winston.
else because that's not what I said. But when I want to speak about it, I want to make sure that I'm clear about it.
That's
So
what
I'm
I
not
heard.
gonna say I'm not gonna just try to say something to create a rebuttal based upon what I didn't even say or the idea. But I can tell you that that's not the idea of what I was saying. I gotta sit back and shut the hell up and listen and think about and listen to what I said and remember what I said because that's definitely not what I was saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
Well,
what I
no,
heard.
no, no, that's fine. That's fine. I
David
understand what
Wayne
you may have
asked
heard.
Queen. He's
But
asking Queen
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mercy if
yep.
she's seen a proverb.
Go ahead.
Have you seen that Proverbs 30 woman in your lifetime? You looking at one. I'm
Can I
Proverbs
respond to that?
31 woman all day long.
Can I respond to that, please?
Yes, go
Yes.
ahead. What are you
Well, actually,
responding back to?
I have three responses. Okay, Chris, if I may ask, do you think it's abnormal for a man to be conditionally masculine?
I don't even know what the hell you just asked me, nigga.
Do you think it's abnormal for a man to be conditionally masculine?
Conditionally masked.
No,
No,
masculine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Masculine. I think that yes, a man should want to be able and be able to provide for a woman, but I don't think that um, translates to if your woman makes a little bit more money that you had to shrink your balls.
Oh, I'm so happy you said that. This goes to my point. Okay, do you think it's abnormal for a woman to be conditionally feminine?
I believe that is. I believe that there because I believe that there when it comes to a woman she should be or be able to understand feminine ways and feminine tasks not related to washing dishes, not related to washing the clothes, where there she has her importance and has her ability to be able to be more effective in relationships with it, which includes the children and the man in the household.
Okay,
There,
this goes to my. I'm sorry. Finish. I'm sorry.
no, no, I'm just saying that I just believe that there's that an importance emphasis that where a woman can be able to provide more effective um, results to the household. Not sexual. Not I ain't talking about washing dishes. I ain't talking about taking in the kids. I ain't talking about washing clothes or folding clothes. I'm talking about the balance of where a woman will be able to have a better presence within a relationship. Period.
Okay, this leads to my other point. I have two more. Just this one, another one. To David Wynn, you talked about the Proverbs 31 woman. Well, have you seen the Proverbs 7 through 9 woman?
I
The
haven't
warning
talked
against the
about
adulterous
or
woman.
referenced Proverbs nothing. So no.
No, not you. I'm talking about David Wynn, the dude in the chat in the comments YouTube. Not you, Chris.
I,
Chris.
I missed that. I missed that in the chat.
David,
So
if
I'm
you want
sorry.
to come up, come on up, David. I'm gonna drop the
And
link here.
and and then this goes to my next thing. Do you guys know Megan Good, the actress?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you know her husband, Devon Franklin.
The pastor,
I know that she
yes.
married him.
Okay,
Yes.
and are you aware that the first few years he made extremely way less than her, but she still stayed with him, and now he makes more?
No, I don't know anything about their business. I don't that's not I'm just trying to live my life.
And that's
Well,
okay. And
No, that's
do
absolutely
you know that
okay.
they're getting a divorce now?
No, I don't know anything about this. I
No,
don't
I'm talking to Prince. Do you know that
okay.
they're separated and that they're headed down the road to divorce?
yes, I am very aware.
Oh, okay. Let's make sure we
But
put
this goes to
everything
my.
out
But she still stayed though for those years since 2012.
there. And she was being very disrespectful to him too.
I haven't seen any disrespect.
Oh, where being naked is very disrespectful. When you married to a pastor, you should not be dressed scantily. Hey,
When
Reggie
you married
Hammond.
to a man,
When you married to any man, absolutely. Unless he asks you to be dressed slutty.
but then we shouldn't even know it's nothing about that.
Well,
In
we
my
do.
opinion.
Well, we do know about that.
But
So,
what I'm saying as a man, I wouldn't want her to be dressed scantily and clantily and then to be out there on social media. That's for
oh,
me. That's for us in our house.
oh no. Sometimes my ex-husband wanted his family to see it. So,
Oh,
or
okay.
his
Okay.
friends.
Well,
Yeah.
do what you do.
Yeah, he wanted them to see it sometime.
I mean, him to see it or his family to see it.
Oh, he wanted the family, his friends. He wanted people to see it sometime.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Aries energy.
Aries energy, that's what that is.
Yes, I'm an Aries too. I feel the confidence. I get it.
Yeah, so I know you guys all got to get to your family. We got plenty of time. We can finish this conversation, but we've been up here almost 2 hours, you guys. Thank you
Does
so much. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Prince.
Does Queen Mercy have a channel? Because she said that we need to do this again. And I'm like,
She
okay, I
does
mean,
have a channel. Please subscribe to her channel. I was expecting for her to be taking a break, but I see that she's back. She was going on a hiatus, a sabbatical from YouTube for a little while, but I see that she's back. And yeah, this is a discussion that we can have. But I do want to have my discussion about men and this complaining about men, and I'm speaking especially to Black men. If you guys only knew who you were and the power that you possess, I wish I was a Black man just about every day because I could do so much if I was a Black man. You guys just don't understand the power that you have. My message to you tonight is please tap into that power. Please tap into who you really are and take a hold of it and take control of it and take ownership. And there's so much I could do if I was a Black man. Yeah, but that's for another conversation. But I want to tell everyone thank you for coming through. I'm sorry I did not write down all the names, but I want to shout out to everyone that's been keeping this channel going, joining my panel. I thank you guys all, the new subscribers. I have so many huge YouTubers that have been joining my channel, and I thank you guys so much. You guys, we hit a milestone. I'm at 400. And everyone means something to me. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thanks for coming on and having these discussions. If we don't have these discussions, And if we don't have men and women, black men and women talking about these things, we cannot teach the youth how to be better, because these people are going to be in control of us. You guys, we're getting older. They're going to be running this world. So we have to come on here, and a lot of them are being raised by YouTube. So we have to come on here and we have to lend our opinion, whether we all agree all the time or whether we don't. But I really love the camaraderie. Everyone has something different that they bring to the table. And I thank you guys so much for uh, continuing every Wednesday to come to this channel, whether I'm late, whether I'm on time. You guys are always here, and I appreciate that. And I thank you. And just be on the lookout for more videos, more content. Erica and I are going to do a slumber party. So please make sure to tune into that. And I thank you and happy Thanksgiving. Whether you celebrate it or not, spend some time with some family, since America is supposed to be shut down, semi closed. Please, stay at home, spend some time with your family. This time last year, we were not able to. And I love you all. So thank you. And
Yep.
I'll see you guys next Wednesday. I'm gonna drop in and I'm gonna drop a few videos. I got some things I want to discuss, I want to talk about. But I'm gonna let everyone say their goodbyes, and then I'm going to end the stream. So we're gonna start with you, the Urban Disciple. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you letting me up and speak about these kind of things. It's refreshing to be on a panel like this.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, and good night. Queen Mercy.
Okay. Oh, it was fun, Smart Cookie. I would say to the Urban Disciple and Prince, I would like to have a discussion about what we talked about tonight on my channel one day, if we can plan something, because it's too good to let go. Because
I know.
Prince, he's very smart, very intelligent. So I was like, I
Yes, he
can't let
is.
that
Yes,
conversation go.
yes,
It was
he
too good.
is.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. Thank
very
you.
intelligent. Yeah,
Yes,
so
he
I'll see you
is.
guys.
Hold on, Queen Mercy. Do you have Instagram? Maybe I can shoot you a DM and we can, plan it out with
Um,
details.
okay, I do have Instagram. It's at Mystic Tone. I'll put it in the private chat here. If you're still on here, I'll just put it in the private chat
Queen Mercy, can you also share with us who did this
if you can see
beautiful
it.
art for you?
I have it on my channel. This lady, her name is Miss Manifest on Instagram. She
Okay.
created it for me. Can you see my message? Yeah, I put it in the private chat. Her name is Miss Children's book, so she's gonna be illustrating it for me. So I am very excited to be working with her.
She did an
Yeah,
amazing
I
job. And
put
you guys,
her
please go check out
Instagram, and
Queen
hers
Mercy's
is
channel. You're
yeah
putting her.
Prince.
Can you put hers also
My
in the?
Instagram is called at Mystic Tone. Yeah, I put hers too. It's at
Thank
Miss
you.
Manifest. So Princess at Mystic Tone is where you can DM me.
Is it okay if I hit you up too and be a follower
Go
Yes,
ahead. Go
accept
ahead.
her.
at Mystic?
Yeah, I get wild over there sometimes. Yeah, at Mystic Tone. That's me on Instagram. But my channel is called Queen Mercy, and you'll see the same logo here.
Okay.
You need me to spell it out for you, Chris, or you got it?
I think I got it. Quiz. Mystic. Oh shit.
Yeah, on Instagram.
It's
Yeah, it'll look like a big M in black.
it's MYSTICTONE.
S test. Let's see, I'm old as fuck.
You're not old, Chris. Quit saying that.
Mystic. No.
Can
Um,
you can
Red
you
Polo
access the
only
chat?
says he doesn't see it. Queen Mercy, can you type it in the regular chat too,
Yeah.
please?
Oh, and In the regular chat. Okay.
Oh, and thank you to all my
Okay.
moderators for
Yeah,
being
because the
at work
words is a little
today
tricky.
and not letting anyone disrespect me. Thank you, my moderators, for holding it down. I'm gonna have to get some more moderators out there because I don't see a lot of you guys in the chat. David Wynn says, of course, David. He says, I would love to come up on the next panel if the topic allows. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Thank
I need
you
to
for
ask him if you've seen the. Oh, I'm sorry.
yes. I want to thank him for keeping the chat going. Like he kept that momentum going in the chat tonight. Him and King Edwards, they was holding it down. Hey, April Jones. April Jones. Oh, April Jones is I'm not gonna reveal who April Jones is, but thank you, April Jones, for putting in Mystic Tone. That's the Instagram.
Yes, thank
That's
you.
the
Yeah, that's my
Instagram,
Instagram
Lexi.
and my channel. I put my channel link somewhere in the chat.
Also, she makes this woman is amazing. She makes natural soaps and oils for the body. So you guys check out some of her products. She's going to be having a Black Friday. I mean, not yeah, a Black Friday sale. So you guys, please get over there and let's buy all of her products up so she can go make some more and get creative and come up with some new things.
The small and small body and
Yes.
bath
Yes, and it's
care
affordable
we
too.
following.
Can I say something? I just want to say thank you guys for like hearing my perspective from a Gen Z and actually taking me serious because most people would probably say, "Oh, you're too young. You know what you're talking about. Ooh, you don't have no experience." But just thank you for listening to me and taking me serious. I appreciate it.
Of course we take you serious. You bring a lot to the table.
Yep, we love it. We love that and respect
Yeah,
you
I
and
understand. I
respect everything
understand what
that you
it's
have to
like
say.
because when
Say
I
it
was
again, Queen Nurse.
18,
We
I
didn't
was
hear
60 in my brain, so that's why I have a little bit. When I was 18, it was like I was 60 in my brain because it's like I have a compassion because I know I was like way smarter and wiser in my time. And it's like the older I got, the dumber I got. So it's like when you're young, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Thanks again to David Wynn. Have you seen the Proverbs as opposed to the Proverbs 31 and the Proverbs 7 women? How often do you see each other women in day to day life? You're gonna see Proverbs 7 more than Proverbs 31.
And for everyone that's still watching this chat,
Mhm.
before we end, drop how you feel about dating men with daughters. Put that in the comments below. Yeah, I always forget about those
Yes,
things.
men with daughters.
Stay
Yeah, I
away
think you
from
should
them.
create a blog. You should do a blog, Smart Cookie. You should do
You
a
think
blog
so?
about that.
You think it's enough to do a
Yeah,
blog about?
about that because
Okay.
people yeah, because some people have bad experiences, but I like how everybody had a different perspective. I'm starting
And I
a
do.
podcast myself because of certain things I can't talk about on YouTube.
Yeah, I got something in mind. I do have something in mind. I've been cooking up some things.
Yeah, you should do a
So,
blog about it.
Okay, Mercy, we're gonna need
um,
to double team on that podcast.
um, Chris, any
Oh
final
yeah,
thoughts
oh yeah,
about
it'll be
dating,
dope. It'll be dope.
or any final thoughts to women that date men that have daughters? Any advice to them or any comments?
Just on a love enjoy the man and enjoy the person that you are getting involved with, and then also learn and take your time to be able to know what the whole family dynamic is in the whole situation, because it's not just about the daughter, it's about the mother of the daughter, and then also that individual with
Right.
itself, and then their household, and then how they are growing up and living in their household. I think that's the biggest thing
Hmm.
that matters. There's balance. We don't, as much as black people, we don't like to be grouped. When it comes to white people, and then we try to group other white people. We, as individual categories, nobody wants to be able to be grouped. and everybody are their own different individuals and have their own different circumstances. So always keep that in mind. And that's same for the men who date women who have black sons. You got to take it for the characteristics of what it is and the dynamics of what it is, because again, as black people, we don't never want to group everything because we always been grouped. So never group an individual,
And
society, or whatever the hell you're dealing with, because it's all about your own individual experience. So I'm done.
okay, Prince, any lasting words? Good night, Chris. See you next Wednesday.
Okay, cut me off.
Oh.
He asked
Bye,
for
Smart
it.
Cookie. Thanks for having me.
Good night, Queen Mercy.
Honestly, thank you for having me on my platform. It's good to meet you. Hopefully, we'll collab more in the
Mm-hmm.
future, and especially with the scholarship thing. So yeah, it was good
Okay.
meeting you. Yeah, I actually shot you an
All right.
email. So yeah,
Okay.
uh,
And
have a
I
good night.
sent you a reply back. You too. Good night. Good night, all of my cookie agents. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.